G'day beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest Paragon update that just came out this morning, yesterday. I'm a little bit confused, the days are blurring together. I'm working really hard at my actual job and I don't know what the fuck is going on, but we're going to just take a quick look at the patch notes for the version 35 patch, which is coming on December 6th. And then at the end it actually lists all the changes to every hero. So what I will do for this video is I'll go through everything else and then I'll flash all the changes for each hero on the screen for about 3 to 4 seconds each, so you can pause and have a look at your favorite hero. I won't go over them now, I'll go over them in the next video. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. But if you do find this video useful or helpful or enjoyable whatsoever, please drop me a like down below, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of all these changes, and consider subscribing for more Paragon content. Okay, so to get started, we have the TLDR. These notes are long, so here's what you really need to know if you don't have all the time. Every hero updated, new compact map, faster, more action-orientated gameplay, over 100 updates to cards, changes to armor and damage, and it's still a MOBA. If you want more context for the new direction of Paragon, you can check out last week's Monolith update vlog. So here we go. Okay, so the only thing that's really new there from last week in the TLDR is the over 100 updates to cards, which is interesting. It's mainly because of the changes from cooldown reduction being removed from the majority of the points on cards, and from cast and strike being removed from the game and just being put down to actual ability and standard attack damage. Okay, so let's move on to the general changes. Legacy map has been disabled and replaced with Monolith. Hero kills no longer drop CP on the ground. CP is awarded to kills and assists directly. That's great. No longer are you sitting there looking at CP sitting on the floor on an enemy's tower, just really wanting to just walk in there and get it, but you know you're going to die. Buffs are no longer dropped. They now fly towards the last hitter of the buff minion, which is awesome. Movement penalty added for backpedaling, jumping, strafing, or shooting, which is very, very interesting. This means that you're not going to be able to just back up as Murdoch or Twin Blast or whatnot, just shooting at a fighter that is charging towards you. You are going to be penalized for that, so you're actually going to have to turn around and run. Okay, so we have tower range has been decreased from 2,000 units to 1,600 units, which is a bit weird. Okay, I guess that means that the entire area of the tower is now smaller. Card points are now earned in increments of 1 instead of 3. They say that, but it's really knowing that they're going to come in increments of 1 rather than 3 doesn't really tell us exactly how it's all going to work, because we don't know how quickly we are going to actually earn those points. Are we going to earn 1 point, 1 point, 1 point in the same amount of time it would normally take us to earn 3? Hopefully that is the case, so that the game at least goes at the same sort of pace. I think it's actually going to be a lot quicker, so you'll actually end up getting 3 points quicker. Rebalance the entire economy. XP, CP, growth, CP drip, shared CP split, kill streaks, death streaks, XP, CP, bounties for minions, and hero kills all reworked. As I said, we don't really know the specifics of that right now, but it's good to see that they're actually looking at everything. All structures in the game have had their health, armor, and damage rebalance, which is awesome. Hopefully they're a bit stronger. No more tower diving and stuff like that. We do need a little bit of tower diving from time to time, obviously. It's part of the game, but it is a bit ridiculous at the moment. Minions. Non-siege lane minions can now be pulled off of tower by attacking them. That's actually really interesting. We'll have to wait and see how that actually plays out. Siege lane minions will focus towers and ignore heroes. That's good. It just emphasizes prioritizing the siege lane minions. Lane minions are now added to the wave over the course of the match, so I believe that means that as time passes on, more and more minions will be in each wave, which is good. It'll speed things up a little bit. Tier 1 towers now have bonus armor for the first 7 minutes, which is awesome. Basic armor is 33% effective against tower damage. Now, other people have said certain things about this, but the way that I actually read that, unlike some of my Australian brethren on YouTube, is that for every 100 points of armor that you have, only 33 points will count towards tower damage. So instead of you getting the 100% of the armor you're putting on, you're only using 33% of that against the tower. Backdoor protection, visually represented by a shield around the tower when backdoor protection is active. So this is strange. I'm not sure exactly why they've added this, but I suppose it actually is. It is probably actually going to make the game play a little bit better. New jungle buff minions provide a shield which explodes when it times out or when it runs out, dealing damage in an AoE. Attacking a green buff shielded target reflects a small amount of damage per hit. These are very interesting buffs, and I can't actually wait to see how good they are on someone like Chimera. Just smashing into someone with a shield that's reflecting damage off while you get your stacks up. It could be quite incredible. New river buff minions, frequently available randomized buffs designed to assist with roaming or laning. Now, whether this means that you'll get like your normal blue buff or green buff, or whether there's even a red buff style of buff that comes through, we don't actually know. It just says randomized, but at the moment they're only saying that we have gold, blue, and or gold and green rather. So I believe there is a blue. So it seems a bit weird that they actually only have those two that actually affect you when you're roaming or laning, the blue and the green. So maybe there might be some more in there. New gold buff minion. Gold buff provides extra CP for last hits during its duration, which is great. That's going to be in the dual lane. Raptors added to the jungle, reinforced over time, capped at 3. I'm assuming these are the same raptors that we have at the black buff. Prime Helix has been rebalanced. Hopefully he has a bit more health and his attacks are a bit better. Jump pads allow you to quickly traverse from your base, but deactivate when your first tier 2 tower falls. So that's pretty awesome. You can get back to lane from your base a lot quicker, but the moment you lose one tier 2 tower, you have no more jump pads. White jungle camps now reinforce instead of increasing level. They're capped at 5. So this is a bit weird to look at. So no longer are we just going to have 3 minions that over the course of time get stronger and stronger. They are going to be a certain strength to start off with. They'll start at 1, then at a certain amount of time you'll get another minion and another one. You're not really going to want to let them get to 5. It's no longer the case that you want to let them get up to stage 3, because you're going to get the same amount of CP and XP off of each minion. So there is no point letting them get up to 5 if the amount of damage that you're taking off of those minions is going to cause you to have to back all the time. It's going to be something that we're going to have to actually look at when we get into the game and work out the most productive way of farming white camps. Spawn platform health regeneration rate has been rebalanced. I'm not actually even sure why that needs it. Maybe they're going to make it faster. Harvesters have been removed completely. Now we have Amber Links added to the game. Killing jungle minions fills the Amber Link with CP, which is automatically distributed to the team at set intervals, currently 2 minutes. Enemies can steal CP from your Amber Link by attacking it. I don't really have too much to say on that. It's good. As long as your jungler is doing his job, everyone's getting CP. No longer worrying about people having keys and stuff like that, so that may actually help in a lot of builds. Fog walls that obstruct line of sight but do not provide invisibility have been added to the jungle. We spoke about fog walls before. Now we're up to the sort of the end here at all heroes. All damage now scales with a new card stat of power. Okay, so there is attack power and ability power. Okay, and there we don't really know exactly how everything's going to work, but we do know that, say in regards to someone like Gideon, who's all about using his abilities, his power will go more towards his abilities than to his actual auto attack, whereas it would be the complete opposite in the case of Murdoch. Damage, armor, and health of all heroes have all been adjusted. We've noticed this in some of the clips that they showed recently, and I believe mana has actually been changed as well. I'm not sure why they didn't write that. It seemed like a lot of the heroes actually had more mana. Mana costs of all abilities have been adjusted. Most of them have gone up, I believe. Movement speed for all heroes have been increased. Many animations, projectiles, and other effects have been adjusted to fit with new speeds, which is great. I'm assuming that they're actually all being shortened. Most attack and ability ranges have been reduced in length to account for new speeds. All slows values have been adjusted to account for the new speeds. Basic attack range for all ranged heroes has been decreased from 1500 to 1200 units. So that means we're going to have to get in closer as a ranger. Everything here that they've listed so far is extremely interesting, and I cannot wait to see how it goes. As I said before, the rest of the post is all of the heroes and how every single one of their abilities is changing. I will let them all just play out, but the one we will go over is Twin Blast, because they have noted his changes here. So here we have Twin Blast. He now has growth affinity in addition to Fury, which is pretty cool. I think that's actually what I was actually hoping for out of the possibilities. The only other possibility I would have liked was probably Corruption. So his first ability, Rapid Fire, which was previously Nitro, it's been redesigned. It's activatable ability that causes Twin Blast to shoot 3 times in rapid succession, dealing 30, 35, 40, and 45% damage as it ranks up to heroes and 45% damage to non-heroes. The key's been remapped. Rapid Fire deals basic attack damage, can crit, and applies all normal on-hit effects. So that means that it counts as basic attack damage. So everything that you put into your hero from your cards is going to count towards that attack. It can crit as well. And as far as all normal on-hit effects, that means any cards that say on basic attack, things like that, all that stuff will count. So lifesteal will proc off it and whatnot. And the cooldown is now 7 seconds. The next ability, Grenade. Redesign now has 3 charges. Grenades now only deal damage and have no slow component. So that's a bit strange. So I assume that it will constantly be refreshing your 3 charges as you go along, which is a bit weird. Yeah, no, there it is. Ammo recharge time is now 14, 12, 10, and 8. So once you're fully upgraded, you'll have a grenade every 8 seconds to use, I believe, as long as you're spamming them. The explosion time is reduced from 1 to 0.4 seconds, which is huge. Damage type adjusted from physical to ability. And the next one, Rocket Dash, it's just had a key remap and the cooldown's been adjusted. These actually, a lot of these abilities that you'll notice as I scroll through these after I finish talking, a lot of them actually end up at the same cooldown. Like right here, it still ends up at 12 at its max, but it's actually slower than what it used to be for the first, second, and third tier. So it used to be 15 seconds, 14 seconds, 13 seconds, 12. Now it's 18, 16, 14, 12. So it's actually longer at the start, which kind of does actually suit them, considering that they're a carry and they're supposed to be stronger later in the game. But with everyone else's, it's a little bit iffy. Okay, so now we have Ventilate. Previously Barrage. This is a strange one. Twin Blast now shoots 30 shots over 3 seconds. The key's been remapped. The range is 2600 units, so that is massive compared to what rangers actually shoot at. Damage type adjusted from physical to ability. No longer pierces or deals AoE damage. No longer slows Twin Blast while active. And the cooldown is 90, 70, and 50 seconds. That actually sounds like it may actually be pretty decent. The only problem that I can see being that the damage type is now ability and not physical, and I can't imagine he's a bit different to someone like Murdoch, so you're not really going to be speccing too much into your ability power. On Murdoch, you're going to go for raw damage, but I suppose considering the fact that he has Rocket Dash, Grenade, and Ventilate, and his Nitro, or his Rapid Fire now, what used to be Nitro, might actually be useful speccing into a bit of ability power on Twin Blast. which is where things do actually get interesting, just thinking about that builds aren't so cut and dry anymore. You are going to have to think about how you play that actual hero. You might play a certain hero different to someone else, so there might be worthwhile adjusting builds compared to the way someone else runs. But as I said, I will go on now and I'll just let everything just play on in the background. Just pause on any hero you want to have a little look at, and I will come back and I'll have a look at them at a later date, probably in the next day or so when I get a chance, because I need to get a shower and have a nap because I'm tired. But I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please drop me a like down below, leave me a comment, and let me know what you think. Consider subscribing for more Paragon content. Things are going to get pretty hectic over the Christmas period for me, but I'm going to try and put as much stuff out as I can as soon as Monolith launches. I've eased up a bit because considering that all these changes are happening, there's not much point in doing too many build videos because everything's potentially going to change. But like I said, if you did enjoy it, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.